Good Lord. Better. Maybe. Sorta. Semi. What's happening? What is up? Remember me, Mondays? Used to do this on Mondays. Generally, I'm at League on Mondays, but League was canceled today. What's up, Marco? No League today because World Masters is in town or whatever, and so everybody's kind of helping work on the pro tourney that's kind of coming through, and so no League today. So I figured, yeah, I got booted. They were like, out. Yeah, no League today. So I was like, a couple people decided to go play at another course or whatever, or some of them were actually playing there. And I had to run home, grab a couple things, and then I decided I'm going to make some videos, go live for a little bit. Hey, man. I haven't done on Monday live in a while. Used to go on Mondays for a bit here and there before KC starts up. What's going on, Aaron? Matt. What's up? Just filmed my video for my Rosecraft Aerys Rex. I picked this up in Atlanta. This is actually discontinued. I thought it was D2, and it's actually RPM 9. Has anyone ever got... What Rosecraft blades have RPM 9? I know most of them are D2, and they do a good job on their D2 on their like traditionals. But this is kind of one of their funky knives, and I guess I had thought when I picked it up that it was in fact D2. It's not. I still like it. I'm not mad about it. I have a bunch of AR RPM 9 CJRB knives, and they work great. It's a good steel. I'm not upset with it at all. Projectiles. See, it's like a fully different meaning. Projectiles. How's it going? And squirrel. Totally lost. I like it. It's a fun little knife. I haven't swapped the clip to the other side yet. These are discontinued. So if you are interested in a budget kind of friendly knife from Rosecraft, I think these are $60, but if you go on their website right now, they're $39, and it is a discontinued model, so it will be gone when it is gone. Micarta, copper on the bolster, and then RPM 9. It's sharp. I haven't really used it. I cut a few boxes and stuff, but I was basically, everything I cut, I was using the Tonto tip to get in there to open up. So when I did the video review, I think that was the first time I cut with that section of the blade, but it cut paper really well. It's nice and slicey. It's a fun one. Carried this one yesterday that I got from Lanyard Man. Glad you're having a good day. This is the Super Hawk from Concept. Or did I say Lanyard Man? And Valley. My bad. Neil. I got this one from Neil. This is the Super Hawk. Concept Super Hawk. He won it, I believe, on it was a KC giveaway from Knives Fast, and he had it, and basically it's a beast. This thing is absolutely a hog. But you've got that really nice Damascus from Concept, and then a black coated titanium full frame lock right there. And as a lefty, I can put my thumb on there and still flick it out, so it works good. But actually, you can put your thumb on the lock a little bit and be able to flick it, but the more comfortable spot, because the clip is actually pretty big, is I can put my thumb right on the clip right there and then flick it out. No issues at all. So as far as a lefty with that full frame lock on the titanium, sometimes that sticks. I'm not a fan. Why that knife so big, right? Is that why it was just too big for you? It was just, you're like, this is too much knife. If you could, oh, fail. If you could get like a 3-inch blade version. I mean, what is this blade? 4. We're looking at a 4-inch blade. So would you have kept it if it was like a 2.5 to 3-inch blade? This thing is a pig. I was like, okay, my biggest, okay, what? Oh, I didn't even grab that one. That one's up there too. I was like, it's not my biggest concept though, because I have the concept Helix, which is absolutely huge. Still useless to me. Oh, you're on that only ambient left-handed knife world, like Lanyard Man is the same. Basically only buying those lefties and the ambidextrous ones. And so, see, I carry so many different ones, and I like to carry them in both pockets. And then when I find a knife like this that I'm absolutely in love with, Concept Goblin XL. Right hand pocket is my phone pocket. Neil, you got to get some tack distributors pants with the extra pocket so you can throw stuff in the pockets and it's a separate one. What's up, Cliff? So I love this knife, and it's only available like this. I'm not going to not buy it. So I'm not where those guys are yet, where they're just strictly in the lefties, which is fine. You know, I mean, still got love for you. So this is the Concept Helix, which is a beast. This is the Concept XL Goblin. So if you look, the Helix beats the Goblin by a little bit. But the Super Hawk beats the Helix by a little bit. Not much. It's pretty close. Helix is actually wider blade this way, but overall length, flat on the table, the Super Hawk is a little bit taller. You like the green one best, the Helix? Or I don't remember what, I was talking to someone in Atlanta, and they said it different. We were talking about that the other day. Concept, Cancept. Migaron, Migaron. Tomato, tomato. But I was calling it the Helix, and they were calling it like the Helix, but it's Hellx. Helix. What's up, Kathleen? What's up, anything Emerson waved? I'm done. I was trying to think if I wanted to do another full overview of all the knives, but pretty much ready to get that shipped back. So sometime this week, anything Emerson waved, I'll get some tracking for you. I appreciate all the knives I got to review for a while. I got kind of sidetracked with Atlanta and everything, but we're ready to go. So this is the Helix. This is a button lock Helix. Such a beast, so you can flick out right off of nothing. And there's also, you want to see, this is the mini Helix. If I just showed you this knife, it'd be like, look, this knife is huge. The mini Helix is a big knife, but you put it next to the regular Helix, and you see that extra little zap. No disc golf today. We got Worlds and Masters and Pro Tour stuff in town, so people are kind of helping out and doing stuff with that. So no disc tonight, so I figured I'd go live for a little bit before KC goes on, like I used to do back in the day. The mini Helix is a liner lock, and the full-size Helix is the button, so you got that nice button action on there. Works good, flicks out nice. Helix is on disco sale at Concept right now, says Neil. Don't forget to smash that like. I appreciate that, Cliff. Anyone, if you can all help out the algorithm. I don't think about some of that as much, but then I see people like MC and stuff where they definitely mention it, or Casey, because they also realize it definitely helps with your algorithm and getting your videos out to people and stuff. So anyone can help bump that like button here and there, it's much appreciated. I did the dye, little fade dye on the mini Helix, kind of a yellow to orange to reddish. Isn't really red, it's kind of more of a maroon, kind of a dark orange, but it's a nice fade. It's a cool knife. I like both of these. But I thought the Helix was my biggest concept, but now that Super Hawk, it's got some mass to it too. Got some weight. This one's still one of the faves. Something about this guy. Goblin XL. Just a fun shape. That front flipper, the huge chunk of a frag titanium. Right. Update on my Keybar. So I got my car key fob on there because the fob isn't really a key, so it doesn't really fit into the key bar. But here's where we're at with the key bar so far. I'm enjoying this. Does anybody else have a key bar? Ever check one out? So I don't have a lot of keys. I got my car key, and then I have 2 work keys and my house key. So that is what is in here. This is actually the smaller version, or like the key bar light or whatever. But it's nice because you can, boom, you got your key out, do the unlock the door or whatever. You got your house key over here. I could pop out easy like that for that side. And then there's all these extra tools that you can get. I did get one of them. You can see the little hook right there. So if I get in here, get that hook and swing this up, it's a little tiny flathead / pick / maybe toothpick, little titanium accessory. Sure. What the hell? Keybar Junior, I have that one as well. What's up, Dylan? How many keys do you have in yours? I do want to get, they have like a knife that you can get for it. They have like a little chisel, like pry bar that I thought about maybe picking up, and the little lock that you can put in there. I don't carry, I literally only carry 3 or 4 keys. So that's kind of why I got the smaller one. I think I might get one of the larger ones and just test them out. My car key has the big, huge black plastic body or whatever. So I could get this in there. I did get the extra screws. So for those of you that aren't familiar with the key bar, if you look, the screw basically goes in here. There's a little rubber O-ring that helps keep it tight. And then basically it's just a bunch of washers, and then you can then put the washers in whatever order you want, and then set it up so that your keys, crisscross through each other. Everything has its own little space in there. I could probably get 3 or 4 more keys in here. I just have it all loose and set up nice. But yeah, basically I have a house, and then the 2 of the building key, and then the actual suite key for at work. So not too many keys. I do have the aluminum version, and then the full-size version basically has this round nub on both sides, but they're opposite. So a round nub that goes that way, and then the other one, the round nub comes up on this side. So it doesn't look like the old roll of film. Ooh, dated. Roll of film? What did he say? What did he say? Boom. I do like the little pick though. It would work for a little toothpick if you needed to, if you had something stuck, or it would be nice, just a tiny little flathead, or even like a little pry or a little pokey, whatever. I do want to pick up a couple more things for it. I like it. They're pretty fun. You can get titanium ones, you get copper ones, you can get engraved or like heavily, scrolling, engraving and stuff like that, like patterns. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. I like it. What else is new? Just got this. The Eye of the Tiger, another Mtech that looks like a balisong, but it's not. Flips out pretty nice though. It's silly. If you remember the last Mtech that I got for the old gas station shelf, was this crazy Robo Steve leg. And this thing is cheap. This was 12 bucks. It's got like a dented tip. It seems to just be a toy junk. This thing is stupid sharp. I've been cutting paper with it. I've cut. Oh wow, is it finally there? It's once you get a nice clean spot and make a good cut, it just, that hollow grind on there, it's silly how this $12 knife, I probably cut 100 pieces of paper like that, or not 100 pieces, but 100 cuts with this, and it's still holding up. I'm surprised that is not dull already. I mean, this is, Mtech is the future. The tip is just dented. Probably can't tell, maybe on that spot, but that little hollow grind on there, it's amazing how that actually does some work. I was laughing at the end of the video. It was just silly. This one though, not sharp, did not cut very well, and I don't know if you can see the texture on there. Maybe if I turn this around, where the tiger print is, there you can see right up here on the black section. Look at how thick that texture is. Like this paint or whatever it was that was transferred on there is thick and rough. So I feel like when you cut, if you get past the cutting edge, once you get to there, you hear that? It's like slip stick. It's just got a lot of roughness to it that I feel like it's not going to cut through. I mean, yeah, does it matter? No. Am I going to be even carrying this? No, I am not. Get a refund. Get a regrind. It's going to live on this shelf right here with all these other ugly beauties. It actually looks like they used a paintbrush. 100% agreed. It like you can see those lines, and it's just thick. It's so thick. Is Paul in here? I don't think he is. But it's good. I actually might, I don't know. I like them all. I was trying to find a couple to use. I'm going to be doing a pass around box pretty soon. What's up, Donnie? And it ended up, what I'm kind of putting together for the pass around, we were going to try to pick a price range or whatever, but it looks like I'm going to have a little variety. I want to maybe put a couple of real cheapos in there like this. I'm going to put some budget-friendly ones in like the $40 to $60, $70 range. I've got a couple in the $100 range. I've got a couple closer to the $2. So it'll be kind of a variety box, and we're going to have it 1 for 1. So if you swap in one of these and it was $15, then you have to swap it with one other knife that is at least that same price of $15. You can't swap it for two $8 ones or something like that, or like a $100 knife. You have to swap with a $100 knife. Get Neil to put in the Predator. Maybe. What are you up to today, Donnie? Kevin, no rush. How them shelves doing? How them shelves? Kevin made this shelf right here, and he said he basically had already made a few more, but he hadn't had a chance to assemble them or like finish them or whatever. Looking forward to it. Platinum, titanium, and steel still. You got to do that extra slow so you don't burn the house down. Is that kind of the deal? Someone stopped by the gas station. That's just that one shelf. It's just this one here. Tell me this isn't cool though. Fill her up. Oh, I tell ya. Takes forever by hand. I bet it does. Yeah, the good old silly gas station glory. you know, the more you get, it's got to be the pyrite light. What about the pyrite light? I got one right here. Still sitting on the shop, ready to assemble. LOL. I've been put in the field lately. All good, Kevin. Pyrite light, you got to be careful. That blade's a little long. Might cut your palm with it. I do have another pyrite light down here. This one's getting a custom job. I'm actually going to clip the tip, make it shorter. Dwayne Letterman. What do we think of the new secretary? Is that what it's called? I dig it. I got the little light in there if I want to. Bing. Don't you dare. Hey, Justin, it's happening. This one right here. Take a good look. You see it? It's going to be... Yeah, we're cutting off at least that much. Wow, really? Focus? We're going to lose at least that much. It's going straight into a sheep's foot. Then I'm going to do the die on the handle. I'm probably going to end up blasting the blade, because when I do that cut, what's going to happen is this black section on the back. Well, actually, if I just do a removal, yeah, but that's the thing. It's because then when you remove it right there, that section won't be black. So I could try to re-blacken that, but I'm not going to be able to PVD coat it the same. So I think I might just do a nice media bead blast to the whole thing. Kevin's driving. Don't drive like a maniac, or do. I have the Artisan Home. Artisan Cutlery Home? Which one's that? I don't know. My Artisans, what's this one called? Andromeda. Purple Fade Andromeda. I've got the Arroyo with the red dye. Did Kenman drive by the post office today? What's at the post office? Do I have a package? This is the Eternal. Am I supposed to, why would I have to, do I have to go, am I supposed to mail something, Justin? I already mailed everything out. Eternal. I just sold a knife on Binge, and now the dude is asking you to send it to a different address on a shipping label. Well, you know, he paid for it. I mean, if he paid for it, maybe he bought it for a friend. That's not too terribly sketchy. Now, if he was like, oh, I haven't paid for it yet, my friend's going to pay for it, can you get a hold of him to have them pay, you know, then that seems kind of sketchy. But if he bought it and paid for it and then wants to give you a different address, I mean, okay. This is the Ahab, Artisan Cutlery Ahab. What's up, Mehmet? Which one are you talking about? How much money? As long as he messaged you on Blade Binge, you should be good. That makes sense, Mick. Hey, Mick, how's it going? But if your transaction is all on Blade Binge and he messaged you back from the same link that he paid and then gave you a different address, I mean, that should be okay. Just make sure you keep the... Yeah, keep the message, so if he claims it's not there, you can say, oh, I shipped it and it was delivered to this address or whatever. And then I have two more. I got the Artisan Cutlery proponent, which is an absolute beast. So yeah, Justin, am I supposed to, I think, are you referring to the Jack Wolf Tango? I shipped that to Bob, and I never gave you guys the tracking info. When did I ship that? On Friday? 6/27. What is today? Monday? I shipped it on 6/27, and he is in Salem. Estimated delivery date today. Bob should get it today. I'll post on there later, Justin. But yeah, it looks like it says out for, or it should be delivered to Bob today, so he should be getting the Tango in the mail today. And then my last Artisan Cutlery is the Hornet. This does have the Emerson Wave feature. I can't wave. Emerson Wave. There we go. Maybe I'll do it on camera better here. Jeez, these shorts are too short. Or too... It's fun. Not sharp on this side. Looks like it's kind of like a dagger. But you can get in there. Boom. You can use that as a thumb flick or kind of the rollover. I've done it. Maybe not today, though. Oh my God. It's a fun one. But yeah, those are the Artisan Cutleries I currently possess. Who can see the messages? Oh, Kevin's talking about, we're still talking about that blade binge transaction. Yeah, I think if all the messages are on there and they messaged you on there and they said ship it here and then you ship it there and then you have your, save your information, I think that should be fine. Unlike the Extrema ratio. The Extrema ratio that is sharp on both sides, serrated on both sides, double-edged dagger. You want to get in there to close it, and you're like, okay, wait, don't touch the blade. Boom. This is anything Emerson Waves. This will be going back to him soon. But we've noticed, you can see that serrated edge right there. I'm touching it. If I were to go, whoop, I just cut myself right open. This needs a button lock? Oh yeah, because then you could swing it shut without getting in front of it and having to want to consider touching. Yeah, this thing is huge. What's up, KC? No, I just wanted to go live before you today, you know. No disc golf league today. We have a lot of the Pro Tour and the Masters tour and coming through here, so everyone's been kind of busy over the weekends, and then they're getting ramped up for, I think, one of the what is it? There's a tourney tomorrow that's old school. What's it called? Like super class, or like, you remember the old ones, like the ones that they use for ultimate, or like the big Zephyrs and the big Jaguars and stuff like that. There's a tournament tomorrow where they only are using the old school knives. Frisbees, pretty fun. Kevin Smith and Knives did a first video where he talked. I'm gonna watch that. What I like about that knife is I can make my pocket bigger without trying. Dude, the fact that anything Emerson Wave has carried this a bunch. He's carried this a bunch and he's never cut himself on that exposed. Like that is exposed serrate. Just ready to just slice you. And he's never been cut with it. How's KC doing today? What's going on in your life tonight? We're excited. In about an hour, we're all going to head over there. Or if you're going to start early or late, let me know. I'll basically, unless I run out of things, run until I see you're live getting ready to start, and then we'll just all head on over. I got to make a couple of videos. I was ahead. You ever notice, KC, how you get ahead, then you get caught up, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I got 5 videos for the next 5 days, and then you got, oh, I've got 10 videos for the next 10 days, and then it's like, oh, I don't have a video for tomorrow. Goes back and forth, up and down. I was like 4 or 5 days ahead. Now I'm right back. I just filmed one, which will be the one for tomorrow, and I'm probably going to film 2 or 3 more tonight. So I'll have some through the middle of the week. Sometimes when I run the leagues and stuff, it's tough because you get off of work, I go straight over, I do that, and then I come home and it's like 10 o'clock at night. I grab some food on the way home, and then it's like you kind of just want to chill and go to bed. And so you're not always in that mood. There's been a couple of times where I've made a video, I go back and watch the video and I can just hear my voice where it's just kind of like, all right, we're here today, and yeah, like I just don't have the energy. Like I did one in the morning once, and I just sounded like I was like, ugh, I don't know if I want to even use that video. I kind of sound like I'm just not. I don't care. Like you want to keep the positive, happy joy in the voice, right? Yeah, Casey says it's a wave. Been to Lowe's, Home Depot, trying to find an attic and an exhaust fan. Couldn't find one, so you've been rigging up some stuff in the attic and now finally eating dinner. Are you missing? So one of your exhaust fans broke, or I'm just like trying to get some airflow? That sucks. If my AC went out, I would be unhappy. Oh, oops. Echo. Attics are no fun at all. When I helped my dad, this has been a couple of years, we redid the garage, kind of to seal the garage up so he could work out there in the winter. It's got a nice heater up on the like what is it, propane, or is that one electric? I think it's propane. Wait, I don't know. Anyway, we kind of redid some of the garage, and we got one of the things and did the spray like insulation up there, and he lost his hearing aid. So he's got the smaller little ones, they're not very big, they're expensive, but I remember this was, like I said, it's been a few years now, but we think that it fell out when we were spraying the insulation like up in the attic. So we're thinking maybe it's up there, but who's going to go digging through that, I suppose if you used them, well, I'm going to say like a metal detector, but then any of the studs are going to have screws or nails or whatever. Yeah, going up in there though, we went up there, and before it was kind of redone, it was like you have to be careful because you could fall through, parts of the ceiling were just like a layer of sheetrock or whatever. It's like you don't want to stand on that section. But I haven't spent too many times working on attics, but I can imagine it doesn't sound fun, especially if you don't have good circulation in the house. And it's been hot. Is it hot today? 80 here. It's kind of cooler in the morning, but then been heating up throughout the days. We've had mornings in the 60s, and it gets up to 80s, 90s in the day. It's kind of a strange summer so far. It's kind of interesting though. I haven't been home on Monday in a while. Please check out the Winguard. Oh, did you, Thomas? You brought that up before one of my other lives, and I had it up in a. At first, I was like, I don't know what you are wanting me to look at. but it was actually, there it is, an actual tool. Winguard wearables. I apologize, I don't really have, I'm vertical live streaming right now, so it's not, I can't just post up. Okay, is there it is. So the Winguard wearables dick pic. It's a pic. Don't talk about heat. It's 117 right now and the AC can't. Oh, Kathleen, I am sorry. So if you're interested, you go to Winguard wearables. This is it right here. Kind of a defensive tool, 6.5 inch long, 3 inches from the hammer face to the prying edge, 3 ounces. So then it's also like a pry bar. Well, you get some leverage on it too. So it could be a defense tool, could be a compact tool just for, like, you know, punching holes, fixing things, open up paint. It's an interesting name they gave it. It kind of makes it a little, puts it on a kind of a, not as many, or I don't know, whatever. Anybody interested in stuff like that? It's kind of a cool tool. It looks like something that I would like if I got into like smithing, forging. I would want to make stuff like this. Make a cool little pry bar. Make a cool little whatever. Forks. I got a fork in process from Brian. Eventually, one of these days, I'm going to get a package in the mail. I'm going to open it up. It's going to be from Brian. It's going to be a handmade forged fork. Remember, we did a live. We talked about it, and we had everyone, you know, two tang, three prong fork, 2-prong fork, 4, three or 2. I think 3 is a good number. I think that's what we went with. Who was there? Anybody remember? So yeah, I was carrying the Super Hawk today. Casey knows about this knife. Boom. And then the Rio. So this was my combo. I got a couple from Concept. We got an extremely large Super Hawk and then an extremely small Rio. M390 on the blade for the Rio. Tell me that's not cool. What a fun one. This is a learning curve on this. Like, it's front flipper only. It took me a while to kind of figure out how to make that work. But now it's kind of one of my more enjoyed smaller little mini knives. This thing is ridiculous. Super Hawk, it's absolutely enormous. Kevin's electrician somehow disconnected a customer's account. Had to go all weekend without air. Offered to pay for a hotel, but her basement was cool. Ugh. Ugh. Was there a long time ago, but we settled on 2? What, did we settle on 2? We might have. It's been a while. It's been, that was like right after we went to the Badger Knife Show in Wisconsin. So was that after Texas? I think that was March. Might have been March. This thing is great, though. Actually, as far as all the knives that I've had and the ones that I've contemplated this is the first one that I'm actually considering doing it, which would be the Flipper Tab Delete. This is definitely a sharpening choil, not a finger choil. You cannot get in there without getting bit. I feel like, what's up, Scott? I feel like if any of them, this thumb stud works great, flicks out great. You also have that big fuller in there, so if I want to get down low in the fuller, that works fine as well. Flipper tab works good, but it's huge. This is a huge old nub sticking out the back. I failed that right there. And then it's a monster nub in the front. And you really, when you get in there, you get stuck right there. I don't really get stuck up there on it. I get stuck down in here tight. And so it's like it's not really aiding. And if I put my finger up to there, now my second finger is sitting on that point and it's not comfortable. It's more comfortable right here. But I could get rid of that completely and then turn that into a larger choke up spot. It is such a goofy tab. They do sell one that's not a flipper. Oh, but doesn't it have a different blade shape though? Like it has like a recurve blade on it. Maybe. We'll look it up. We'll look it up. But I know that they have a couple different blade shapes. But I'm honestly thinking this might be a candidate. What does everyone else think? Full on flipper tab delete. Because then I would be able to choke up into that spot right there if I wanted to. But then still, choking up there, you're still behind the thumb stud. So your finger right there is not going to get in the way and you can still push through some stuff. Kathleen says delete it for sure. There you have it, folks. No offense to anyone else. Kathleen says delete it for sure. Boom. We'll let it be the first flipper tab delete. How hard is that Damascus going to be to cut off of there? Just want to be careful when I cut it off to not like overheat it. You want to go slow because if you get it hot, then you can affect the heat treat of the blade, even though it might not be by the edge. So I'll probably cut really slow and then get in there and file and sand it till it's nice and smooth and make sure it's completely in the open position. It's completely hidden within, or, you know, it doesn't stick out from where the handle is. Delete that obnoxiously large angled flipper tab. There you go. Thomas is in. Matt's in. It sounds like everybody pretty much agrees with me. This flipper tab, I mean, as far as it goes, it works. I mean, it's fine. But the thumb stud and the flick out are quite satisfying. That choke up spot would probably be nice. Like you could probably forge an entire knife out of that flipper tab. It's so big. See or no? All right, Thomas did mention something else. But I've got this concept. Hold on a second. Super Hawk. The old Super Hawk is what you got right there, kids. Oh, there's one with no flipper tab. It actually looks nice without the flipper tab. But see, it's got the recurve blade shape. Different blade shape. So all the ones with the flipper tab. Yeah, so the flipper tabless. Flipper tabless? Sure. They have this recurve blade, which I'm not quite as much of a fan of that blade shape versus this one. I think you'd be hard pressed to find a better candidate. Hard pressed. Well, it sounds like everyone is in agreement with that one, so it's not even up for discussion. Okay, where is it? Defiant 7. All right, we're looking stuff up. Check it. All right, Defiant. Man, I can't type today. There it is. There it is. The Talos. Look at that. Try to get rid of that reflection there. Hold on. Maybe that's okay. So, Talos button lock, manual folder, everyday carry. 3D contoured aluminum handles. Black hard coat anodized finish with texture. I can kind of see the texture. I don't know if that shows through. It kind of looks like it just has a light little texture to it. Does anyone, Thomas, you have one of these? Les George design. Titanium clip. MagnaCut or Damascus. So if you want that crazy wild Damascus look, that's not bad. Or the MagnaCut. If you were to get one, what would you get? MagnaCut or Damascus? Let's go to USA made blade. $285 with the MagnaCut. That's a cool looking knife. Big Red got one for a review. I can dig it. I'm a loner, Dottie. A rebel. You don't want to hang around with a guy like me. Oh, Robo. Hey, Robo, you missing this? You missing this? I tell ya. Not a fan of Damascus. Yeah, Alex, here and there. Here and there. I know Concepts Damascus is pretty nice. I can't remember what their composition is again, but someone was saying it was like an 8 or a 9 CR, and I don't remember what they said now when I think about it. Is that for really real or 3D printed? What? This? Does this look 3D printed? Or what are you talking about, Robo? Other one. Which other one? 9CR and VG10, says KC. The red and blue one. Oh, the Robo leg. Mtech. Look at the dent on the blade. Like you can see it's like totally dented on the tip. Right? And then it looks like it's plastic. Like this part, the blue part, honestly looks like some type of plastic. The orange Robo leg is kind of probably aluminum. Steel liner, and then this part is steel right here. But the blue, it's kind of like a cheap FRN. It almost looks like a toy plastic. It almost looks like a toy plastic. But this thing, if you watch the unboxing video on this, it was like $12. I'm not confident in anything about it, especially with that tip. This is just a cheap junk. But it's solid. It's centered. It opens. And then I cut a piece of paper like 100 times with it, and it was the sliciest, craziest little hollow grind. For this price, it was mind-blowing. It didn't make sense. It was the end of the video. I did the paper cut test. I maybe cut 3, 4, 5 times, and then I'm like, all right, there we are, we're done. I think I made like 50 to 60 cuts. I just kept cutting because I was like, I can't believe this is still sharp. I can't believe this is still sharp. It looks like a toy. This is a toy. It totally looks like a toy. The blue plastic or whatever is, but yeah, that's what Kathleen's, because a kid would see this and they're like, ooh, toy, pick it up. But at the same time, that is super sharp. So, yeah. You know me, weird gas station finds. Reminds me of my buddy Robo for some reason. Oh, I kind of feel like my elbow would have been pissed off if I threw today. I didn't throw yesterday. I was pretty busy all weekend. Did some family stuff and met up with some people and tried to meet up with Justin. Well, I didn't wasn't able to meet up with Justin. He was kind of on the south end of the cities. I was on the north end. And then with the timing for what he was doing, what I was doing, it just didn't really work out. My grandson would have that in seconds flat. Yep. It's my dad's birthday today. I don't know if he's watching right now. He does tune in once in a while. Happy birthday, Dad, if you are. I already hung out with him yesterday. I messaged him earlier today. Cheers to Dad and all the dads and moms and single people out there. Everybody. Cheers. What's up? What's up, Mo Patty? Completely agree. Oh, yeah, I read that. I did give my nephews a couple of knives. I got them each one of these, the little Lander 6. If you don't have a Lander 6, this is a little keychain, you know, small extra accessory pocket knife. It is not large, but it is nice. It's snappy. It feels good. It's sharp. It holds an edge. And if you need something for a fifth pocket or in a purse or in a bag or something, and you just need something that's smaller that cuts that you don't want to, you know, these are $15. So I got them each one of these, which is cool. It's a fun one. I highly recommend it. I have a Lander 1 and a Lander 2 and a Lander 6. I did back the Lander 5 Kickstarter, but it actually will not be out until, I think he said September now. But that's like a super budget that they made. I think they were $25 each for an actual user, like mid-size. It's a nice one. But I also picked up my nephews a couple of the gin design kit. I did a review on this a while back, and these come in a couple different colors and jade, and so I got this one in jade. Whoa. And then don't hold the button down like that. I did the dye in orange, and so I bought 2 of these. They come in a kit, so it's completely disassembled button lock knife, and then you can put it together. So what we did is I let them pick colors, and so I brought all my gear over to their place yesterday, and then I gave them the kits. And then I was like, okay, you know, we're going to do the dye. And so then I let them dye their handles themselves. And so Cooper dyed his kind of a pinkish, maroonish salmon. You know, it's like you mix a pink or red with the jade, and it kind of gives you this mixed color. It's kind of like a mauve, like salmon color. It looks really cool. Kind of a dark salmon. And then Leighton did his in blue, and so we did the dye, and then I let them do the assembly, so they got to figure out how to put these together, put the button lock together, start messing around with dialing it in. It does have that front flipper, which is also an easy top flipper, which is great. And they were both getting into it right away, flicking it out. One of them actually, it comes with a thumb stud too, so you can put a little thumb stud on there if you want. I gotta find where I put mine. I wonder where that is. And one of them opted to put the thumb stud on, and then the other one opted to leave it off. But that's the nice thing is you can interchange it, and if you want it on there, you want to take it off. If you want to move it up, I should have told them that too, because we put it up here, but you could really put the thumb stud anywhere along that guide or that hole. But these are fun. They flick out well. Front flip really good. You can cross over, flip it out, top flip it. It's just a cool knife. Plus it's small, but it has this choke up spot, so you can really get a full grip on there. Nice little jimps. And it's a 9CR18 MOV blade, which is sharp. So ultimately, for the $30 for this kit, it's a great little knife. I know a couple other people did a review on it recently. Mine might be 6 months old or more. But you can get these on Amazon. Jin, Jin. That's backwards, I'm sorry. Fun project, would have loved that when I was a kid, right? And then the fact that it's a very functioning, the action on this. it's great. And then it's solid, you know, it holds up. This is just it's just a fun little kit. It does come with a clip that you could put on either side. I ended up actually not putting the clip on mine. I don't always put clips on the smaller ones, or I take some of them off some of the times because I'll use them as a fifth pocket or put a lanyard on it, and it will just drop in a pocket. Casey's going crazy. Why are you going cray? Are you behind in the stream or something? Did I miss? What did I miss? Casey's going a little cray. Must be a short trip. What am I missing now? Short trip to my nephews. They only live like 20 minutes away, 25 minutes. So it's pretty easy to go hang out with them. It's been busy summer though. I haven't had a lot of free time. They play baseball in the summer, so their schedule is pretty busy. My parents also host baseball players. They've been doing that for 20 plus years. So summers just get to be really busy and they go fast. Brian Dixon's in here. Oh, there he is. What's up, Brian? How you doing, bud? We were talking about you. Robert Willoughby, what is up? What is up? Oh, yeah, my elbow is not feeling it. I guess I need to maybe get a Valhalla. Who was in the live the other day when I brought this down? It was like, boop, right onto my knuckles. Luckily, it just came down just soft enough that I didn't cut them. Because right when I got this the first time, here's the lock right here. So you go like that. But the only way you can't not be in the way to push that lock. You have to get in there and push hard. You can't like get over here and do it. So you're here and you're now bringing this down. And if you keep your hand there, once it gets to there, it just drops. Could be a nasty one. Valhalla. What's up, Revolving Blades? That's fun, though. I mean, if you even remotely got any joy out of that, and you got an extra 30 or 40 bucks, whatever it was, Valhalla. It's fun. It's fun. I like it. How many people we got in here? 40? Not bad. If you haven't had a chance to bump that like button, a little thumbs up, I much appreciate it. Help me spread the good word. This is my bolt action. This is the, what's it called? Base model bolt action pen from Big Idea Design. Big Eye Design. Had this for, what, a week now, I guess? Not too long. Been carrying it pretty much every day. I haven't, you know me, I love doing shipwrecks. This is copper. I was going to do a shipwreck, but then I noticed that it was starting to patina quickly. And since it was patinaing fairly quickly, I was like, oh, maybe I'll kind of let her go for a little bit. Let me, hold on a second. So if you notice, it looks kind of dirty. Let me get some stuff out of the way. Maybe it'll focus better. You can see maybe right in here, a little bit more still gold on the spot. It's a little darker on this side than that side. Getting pretty dark up here. And then if you look under the clip, hold on. So it's a T8. You can swap the clip to the other side if you want. So that's what it looks like after a week of use, and there is under the clip right there where I haven't been able to touch it. You can totally see that patch. And the darker area right here. So you could take the clip off and then just put this back on as is, but it does have, notice it has a groove on one side and a slot on the other. And so when you put this back in, you can pick which side you want the slot on, if you want it there or if you want it there. See the little notch? So that's where the clip would stick out. So you can actually have the clip stick out of either side. What's up, Clint? So now we're clipless. Screw that back down. So that's nice and flush right there. Then if you notice the other side where the clip hole would be, but you can, you know, like I said, clip left, right, or nothing. But notice that spot right there. Wild. I've been dailying my brass pen for 7 to 8 months and still barely any patina. Well, if you want to know my trick is I guess maybe I'm cheating. Like I've been going like this. I've been sitting on the couch going like this. Maybe rub the skin, go like that. Try to get some of my salty sweat on there. Dude, but look at that spot when you turn it. It doesn't match at all. Like, but my coworker said, it looks kind of dirty. I think it looked better shiny. So it's like, do we want to let it just continue to patina? Do we want it to continue to patina and get dirtier, or develop more like this and get this nice rich dark color? Or do I want to shipwreck this? Comments, let me know. What's up, Henry? For those of you who want a little refresher on what I've been doing with my shipwrecks, here is one of my more recent ones. This is the Apta. Great looking copper. 6 pocket carry for patina. I have a copper refined pen and it looks awesome with the patina. It does, but should I shipwreck it? I know some people don't like shipwrecks. Some people love shipwrecks. I personally think it's really fun. What I don't like about it is sometimes when you're hoping for one thing, you get another. Here's 3 different shipwrecks. Same knife. More salt, less salt. Different variety that you can get. Cliff says shipwreck it. KC says so we all know KC is not a fan of the shipwreck. What do you think of this one? Look at all those colors. Look at all that craziness. I like the gold kind of weird green shine that's going on in that. You know you want to ship. Well, I do, but I also think I want one that's just natural patina. I think I need to buy another one. They're kind of expensive. That is the budget version, so it's more in that $60, $65 range. There's more blue, so you'll let this one go because you like more of the blue on there. Casey loves it. He just doesn't want any of us to know. What about this one? I really like this one. Penguin. Not a lot of blue in here, but I really like kind of what I got. This like smoky background that like fades in and out of that yellow, the little dots. It's fun. You never know what you're going to get. Where's the one? This one I did like 3 or 4 times and I wasn't happy with it. And then in the chat, everyone's like, "Oh, that's the one." Casey got 5 pukes and an absolute full green. I'm gonna have to do a shipwreck that's just totally blue, full blue shipwreck for our boy KC. This one's got some greens, some really marbly greens to it. Cliff says 65 for a pen is crazy. They have $100 ones. They have $200 ones. I was talking about my old boss at a restaurant I used to run. He forgot one at work once, and I found it in a booth, and I looked it up, and it was an $1,800 pen. But he was also, you know, extremely wealthy. You think this one's all right? Am I buffering? I'm looking up there. It doesn't look like I am. How broken is my brain when a $65 pen sounds like a value? One of the other things that we were talking about is if you buy yourself a $5 pen, chances are you could lose it or let someone use it and forget about it and you don't really think about it. You spend a little bit of money on a pen and all of a sudden it holds some value of like a possession to you. And so like you're more aware. You're more aware. So you don't, you know, you give it to someone, you hang out, you let them, you know, use it and be like, all right, give me my pen back. You know what I mean? And so then it's like umbrellas. I'm kind of the type of person, you hardly ever use an umbrella. So when you do bring an umbrella, it's so random and not as normal that you can easily forget it somewhere. I think the umbrella is the item that most people will forget on in a car, or forget it on a bus, or forget it at the restaurant, or forget it at work or whatever, because they just don't use it all the time. So it doesn't become like a check your wallet, check your phone, check your keys, check your, you know, the regular stuff. Well, I've started, you know, I usually carry, most of the time I've been carrying a Zebra, like a stainless steel Zebra pen, which is like $5 or $6 or something like that. But I love that pen. I use it a lot, and so I've been kind of aware of it. It's become part of my everyday carry. But you spend a little more on that pen, and all of a sudden it's like, these are fun. I kind of sit there and fidget with it. I've been enjoying watching the patina kind of form recently. But I know where it is. I use a pen at work. Someone was like, oh, I barely use pens. When I'm at work, I might do 10 to 15 different specific orders or paperwork or something that I got to fill out and sign or whatever. So I'm writing things down on a regular basis at work. And there used to be an employee that we had that's no longer with us that, he's still with the living. He's no longer with the company. But every time I'd look over, we have all these pens that we have, little pen holder over here and over here and over there. And we got 6 of them in each. Anytime you need a pen for this paperwork, you just grab one. Well, he's constantly putting them in his mouth, chewing on them, sucking on them, digging in his nails with them, and then throwing them right back in the pen holder. And it was like, oh. And from that day on, I have never touched any of those pens. He hasn't been there for a year, and I still don't touch these pens. We've since cleaned everything, got rid of all this stuff. But yeah, we have those pens. They're also not that good. I'm a lefty, and as a lefty, you're writing across, from where you write, you're going this way. And so you have a tendency to possibly drag part of your hand through what you've written. And if there is ink that doesn't dry fast, or certain pens, they smear quicker, that comes into play. So when I've tested out some pens, this one, the Zebra, it dries really quick. I love that, because then you can get in there and try to streak it, and it doesn't. You don't end up with a blue or black patches on your hand. And to be a little investment in something that's like high quality. They machined all of this in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Handcrafted, hand done, nice piece. They have another one that they made that accepts like almost all cartridges. There's a piece in here that you can crank down into each cartridge, so you can extend or shorten the pen to fit it. So there's so many, almost every cartridge that exists out there can be swapped into that pen. Really kind of a cool, innovative design. Plus the little click. There's different little clicker things that they've got for opening or Opening and closing your pen. Is that the word? Casey's been collecting them for years. When Neil was in Valley High School, worked in a movie theater, and the lost and found was 50% gloves and umbrellas. Dude, the umbrella. You just will forget it. You will forget it. I was talking about shipwreck finish. A high-end shipwreck pen is awesome. For sure. I'll do one. I'll definitely do one. But I also want to have one that I just kind of just do this to and let it kind of just have that natural age to it. Probably have to get a couple more pens. If I could just learn to write upside down. You're right, Alex. You are correct. Just train ourselves to write backwards. I write like this, and so when I'm going across where I'm written, this whole part of my hand is streaking through it. Some people will write with their hand down underneath, and then if you're righty, you know, you're just going away from it, so it has plenty of time to dry before you get to the next line. I use my left hand for some reason. That's why I hate gel pens. Gel pens are definitely more of that wet finish. Why not? All right, I'm going to bring up Casey's probably going to be going live pretty soon here. What? Oh, I'm not in the... I was typing in the wrong place. They're digging in the wrong place. There we go. Trying to get the link. 6:45 he's got it set up. Sometimes he starts early. Why is that like that? Okay, here we go. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the link here for us. 30 minutes. All right. Paste. There, got it in the chat. That's going to be going live in a little bit. What's up, Ground Fog? I'm going to run. I'm going to go get some food and kind of get a couple things going. I'll tune in to Casey's live. He's going to start up in a little bit here. But thanks, everybody, for hanging out. What's up, Kit? Oh, hey, Ground Fog. Sorry, I'm dropping out right here. I love knives. Looking at more knives, Kit, anytime. CPM 3V for sure. I got one right up there. Stay sharp, y'all. I'll see you in Casey's live, and have a nice rest of your evening.